Hello and welcome. What if there was a way to stop questioning 99% of everything you do while thinking you've probably done it wrong? If you're anything like me, you have a very active brain. Sometimes that translates into working stupid hours and never think we've done enough. The first thing I want you to think about is, what if there were no rules? What if the perceived rules are what is creating the questioning and the self-doubt? What if there were no rules? And I don't mean like any rules at all. I mean, I'm still going to pay my taxes. I still want to drive on the road. All the like normal rules, they're just rules. But the perceived rules that we've got going on in our minds, they're the ones that we need to look at. Just like my client Petra, who before coaching felt like she was on a hamster wheel, constantly trying to keep up and never quite achieving enough. There was always more to do, always more to complete, always way more than she had time for. Her constant self-doubt created more and more worry, more self-judgment, which added to sleepless nights and the feeling of never being enough. Through coaching and coming from a there are no rules mindset, Petra was able to see her thoughts and the rules she was applying to her life. One of which was, everything is up to me. So Petra's thought that she identified that was going around and around in her head was, everything is up to me. And she realized that when she was thinking everything is up to me, it created untold stress, like limitless stress. And she realized that it wasn't that she had an unsupportive partner, because that wasn't true, but it was going through her head. It wasn't that she had children placing demands on her all the time, because that wasn't true, even though it was going through her head. It wasn't even the workload that she was creating herself, because she was an entrepreneur. It was her thought that everything was up to me. So using the thought that there are no rules, Petra was open to a new way and was able to learn to become aware of each time that thought appeared in her mind. Each time she saw how it was causing her to think things like, I'll just keep going for another hour. I'll finish in another hour. Someone else will get the kids, or someone else will fix up, or I'll get to the kids afterwards, or I'll get to what my partner wants afterwards. Just another file to complete. I'll be done then. In fact, she needed to stay on the hamster wheel and try harder and harder and do more and more and focus better and better and achieve more and more. Through coaching, Petra was able to process all the emotions that thought brought up in a safe space. And through awareness, Petra was able to get off the hamster wheel. And now, even though now she might still occasionally work longer hours, she knows that it's from choice rather than from feeling a victim of her circumstance. She gets to choose now, from a place of not feeling a victim, not feeling it's because of the rules. So another client I had, I'll call her Joan. Joan always felt that there was a weight on her shoulders, and she didn't know what was causing it. She just knew it was there. Joan always looked for what she was doing wrong. She always felt any issue was automatically her fault. She always thought she should be doing something different because she must have been doing something wrong. Joan started to shift when she realized, being that there were no rules, maybe it's possible that she's not doing anything wrong. Once that thought was opened up, she was able to think that maybe that she didn't need to take other people's comments so personally. That opened up a world of joy. Once that possibility was available to Joan, the simplest mindset shift happened when Joan realized that she could stop hiding behind the thought of always doing it wrong. I better not do it because I'll do it wrong, or what have I done wrong this time, or it's bound to be my fault. And she was able to see that by being constantly too busy, She was pushing away the thing that she wanted the most, a loving relationship with her partner. So she was hiding behind the I've done it wrong, which pushed her away. And when she cleared that, and when she leant into that, learnt to process the emotions that came up when she thought I've done it wrong, she was able to see that what she was pushing away was the thing she wanted the most. She didn't even know what she wanted the most, but through coaching, she learnt it. Joan saw how she was actually sabotaging the relationship by hiding from it rather than allowing herself to go deeper into it, because she wasn't allowing herself to put in any real time into it. Her mind was always elsewhere, thinking I should be doing this or I should be doing that, or, you know, that's going to protect me from I'm doing it wrong. If I should be doing all these things, I can't be doing them wrong. So she was keeping her mind busy, thinking about the tasks that were not yet done, rather than feeling the uncomfortable feelings. Step 2 is feeling the feelings. We are adverse to feeling the feelings. We are trained as children not to feel feelings. We're told not to cry. We're told not to laugh at someone because it might embarrass them. We're told basically not to make people feel uncomfortable. When we feel feelings, we are feeling uncomfortable, or we're making people feel uncomfortable. So when Joan allowed herself to face the feelings she was avoiding, she literally felt a massive weight was lifted off her shoulders. Ta-da! And she was able to direct her thoughts to pursue the loving, caring relationship she did want to have. Even if there will be some uncomfortable bits she's aware of in the future, the possibility of the relationship going long term was worth her short-term discomfort. And Joan found out through coaching with me that it was one thing that truly mattered, was her relationship, and she was prioritizing it in last place, putting other people, other tasks, other things in front of the relationship that she cherished most. And it was no wonder she felt guilty and insufficient all the time. And Joan was able to come up with a plan that started with noticing how she thought. When she thought, I have no time. So when she thought about having time with her partner, she kept being distracted with all the other thoughts, all the things that were on her to-do list, which meant I have no time. And so she created a plan to uncover the thought. And what she created changed her relationship. It changed her relationship with herself, because you don't need to change anybody else. In fact, we cannot change anybody else. We can only change the way we look at things, our thoughts about our circumstances. That is what is within our control. 99% of the thoughts that are going on through our minds are on default. They're what I call thought habits. And this is the first step to learn when we're managing our thoughts. By identifying our thought habits, we realize that we get to choose. We can choose to keep them and accept what results they are creating, or we can choose to change them, just like any habit. That's where the discomfort comes in, because we're basically inviting in discomfort, and that's what our mind, that's what our lovely lizard brain, that's averse to anything, that's averse to change or adverse to pain, is going to steer us right away from and distract us all the time. So coaching brings you on track all the time. It's kind of like if you were talking about a part of your body and you need to see a physiotherapist, and you go and see a physiotherapist, the work might be hard and it might be uncomfortable, but you imagine the possibilities. You're prepared to go through that discomfort to end up on the other side with the result that you do want. Compare how uncomfortable you are right now with your mismanaged mind. I guarantee the current discomfort, the way it is now, just like Joan and Petra, with the default thought habits that they should be doing things, or they should be doing it differently, or they should be doing something, should. Those discomforts are actually worse than the discomfort to go through and process those emotions. It's no wonder that Joan felt guilty and insufficient all the time. It's no wonder that Petra needed to keep going on the hamster wheel to try and make it work. All they needed to do was to focus on filling their own cup, on putting on their own oxygen mask. Can you humour me for just a minute and imagine? Imagine the possibilities of changing your own thought habits to ones that are supportive. Imagine the possibilities. Joan found that by focusing on filling her own cup to put her own oxygen mask on, she realised she needed to allow herself to look after herself. And by doing so, she was able to allocate quality time in her life, her relationship and her partner to focus on what she really wanted, a loving relationship. And having reached the realisation that creating simple reminders for complex things allowed Joan to turn her life around in a matter of weeks. Simple reminders for complex things. The solution may be simple, but it isn't easy. If you're looking for a solution that is simple, even though it might not be easy, please get in touch. I offer a 1-hour free consultation where I will listen to you and we will go through a process, and it is all about you, and I will identify what thought habits you've got and what thought habits are keeping you stuck and what thought habits are generating the negativity that's happening in your life. And after that, if you're interested and if we seem like a fit, we can talk about working together. But either way, you'll walk away with what the thought habit is so you can learn to identify it and the first steps. That's my gift to you. So get in touch.